Hello again, it's Josh Hewitt from Elevate Your Energy, and it's Sunday. I'm recording this on a Sunday here at home and in my pajamas. It's going to be a pajama day today, and I've been doing some reading, and what I decided to do is produce a video on some of the books, references, and resources that I've been taking in, especially over this past year when I've been on my quest for increased spiritual awareness. Many of these books and videos and documentaries have been pretty important for me over the last several months, and I just wanted to put them out there. Now, I know not all of these will resonate with everyone. They're just words. None of these contain the answer, but I found a lot of them, if you, like anything actually, if you have an open mind and you sort of take it in or read or watch these materials with an open mind and try to more experience them rather than intellectually interpret them while you're reading or watching, you get a lot more out of it. So first of all, I'll start off with some of the online or the video references that I'd recommend, and the first one would be Alan Watts' videos. Now, his books are incredible as well, but I love watching him and listening to him speak. So if you can find some videos, they're all over YouTube. If you can find some videos of Alan Watts that speak to you or that reach out to you, they're on a topic that you're very interested in, I think you'll get a lot of benefit out of them. I certainly did, and I could watch him just speak for hours and hours. Another really good online resource, documentary series that I started watching right after my first DMT experience. It was actually referred to me by the shaman who took me through my DMT experience, is Inner Worlds, Outer Worlds. And there's a 4-part series. It's pretty easy to find. I'm going to put a link down below as well as link it here on the screen. The same producer from that series also produced Samadhi, and there's a series of meditations to go with that as well. But Samadhi was also a little bit shorter, but really good documentary on talking about awakening and the illusion we live in of Maya, and how to break through that, or at least explaining again what can almost be seen as the unexplainable. Another online resource that has come up a few times for me in this last several months, recommended from a few people, is Ra, the Law of One, Ra, R-A. I'll put a link again down below, and I'll try and link it here on the screen as well. And this was from, I'm not sure exactly the year, to be honest, I haven't gone through the whole series. There's a lot of material, but this was a higher dimensional being, a higher energetic being, that entity that was channeled. There was a group of people. One of them was a channeler, a medium, and one was, I believe, a philosopher, and there was someone who was doing the writing, transcribing. But anyway, the information that was being channeled from this higher spiritual entity is pretty powerful stuff, and there's a lot of synchronicity between the messages that were conveyed by Ra related to the Law of One, between a lot of the other materials that I've been taking in, and a lot of my own sort of epiphanies and awarenesses. And yes, I mean, one could argue that this is coming from the context or the subconscious or unconscious of the individual themselves, but if you watch it and listen to it or read it, if you find just a transcribed version of it, there's some pretty incredible insights that they're profound enough regardless of how you interpret it. It's worth watching. Another great resource I recommend you check out on YouTube is actualize.org, and Leo is a life coach that produces pretty in-depth videos talking about how to live a powerful life, personal development, self-improvement, self-realization. And his videos are a little bit longer. Many of them are about an hour long, but you can really get in depth. He really pushes you to challenge yourself, to ask some big questions, and it's, watching the video is like a one-on-one coaching session. Really highly recommend you check out his channel. You'll definitely benefit a lot from watching his videos, and he has a lot of other great resources on his site as well to check out. Another personal development coach I highly recommend checking out on YouTube is Kyle Cease. And I only recently found out about this guy,
and started watching his videos. And every video I've watched, I've taken away something really useful. And his videos are also quite short. At least the majority of videos on his channel are pretty short. So you can take a few minutes out of your day and help get your mindset reframed, help to come back into the moment. And he's such an authentic guy. He's just really coming right from the heart with his videos, you can tell. I found it very interesting watching his videos. And some of his longer videos, I'll put a link down below as well. Some excerpts from some of his live presentations are great. Kyle is a former stand-up comedian, and he got into personal development, and so he carries that sense of humor in with it. And yeah, very entertaining channel and really good stuff. Check it out.
Now let's get into some of the reading materials that I recommend. Eckhart Tolle is one of the authors that I highly recommend as far as getting a good understanding of the role of ego and the importance of being very present. All we have is right now. Power of Now was his first bestseller that a lot of people have heard of. And Eckhart Tolle also has a lot of videos on YouTube you can check out if you want to hear him speak. One of the first books I started reading that sort of transitioned me from just looking at things as far as psychology and energetics and quantum physics. I was really interested in law of attraction, and sort of blossomed me in towards more of a spiritual mindset. This is before my DMT experience, when things really sort of transitioned. Was Ask and It Is Given. It's Esther and Jerry Hicks. Esther channels Abram, so it's another sort of medium in a way, channeling some higher dimensional information, and it's more focused on law of attraction. I look at sort of as a gateway book. Now, reflecting on this book now, it does seem that it was more focused on sort of material manifestation, but it talks about the importance of, looks at the spiritual aspect related to that. Now, listening to her videos on YouTube as well, look up Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks. You'll find lots of videos on whatever topic you're interested in, and that I actually prefer watching her videos more so than I actually enjoyed reading the book. So check that out. Now, a great little fiction book that was actually given to me as a gift by Herman Hesse, Siddhartha. Highly recommend. Great little read about a story about enlightenment, and I'll just leave it at that. I'll let you check it out. It's nice to have actually a fiction, like it's a story. A story's being told, and I'm a storyteller myself. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, it spoke to me. So if that's something you'd be interested in, check it out. Another author I recommend is Pema Chodron. The Wisdom of No Escape is one of her shorter books that I've recently read. Now, I have some audio materials. If you watch my meditation video, I have there's an audio series from Pema as well on mindfulness meditation, and it's a great resource. It's 5-part CD series, I believe, and you can download it as well. But her books are really well written, strongly related to meditation. Buddhist philosophies are definitely woven into there, but great read and great way to reframe your mindset. The book I'm reading right now is called Seat of the Soul. I'm actually just finishing it, and some things didn't quite click with me in it, but overall the bigger picture, talking about karma and responsibility and reincarnation and a few things that I haven't really looked into as much, and I found it really interesting. And overall, the message definitely rings true. So the bigger picture in the book is powerful and has real life applications for you right now. Like, I've reflected on several of the lessons in here and made some real changes in my life related to my compulsions towards certain materialistic things that I still feel very drawn to the point of almost addictions that I hadn't really reflected of myself until I actually went through this. And I believe that everything is timely. For me, this was the right time for this book. I sort of put it out there to the universe that I want to grow. I want to strip away layers of unnecessary inhibitions and false beliefs and lower energy levels and move up. And so when the timing is right, I think things will line up for you, and you'll notice all sorts of synchronicities, and you'll have conversations, and you'll watch a video like this that may find some reference or resource that is just right for you. And this was the one that spoke to me just recently, and I love it, so I'd recommend it. Now this is another book that was given to me by a friend, Be Here Now. An old book that I'm certain a lot of people who are on a spiritual journey will have already heard of or taken in. But this is one that when I was talking about books or materials that may be better digested under the influence of entheogens, this would be one of them. And as you can see, the entire middle section of the book is illustrated and pretty trippy. It's almost like, when I was looking through it just briefly, it almost feels like you'd be missing something if you weren't in sort of a meditative state taking it in, if you were trying to interpret it or really read it word for word. But this is one I really look forward to taking in under, perhaps with some mushrooms. But at the beginning and end, it has some really concrete guidelines as far as yoga, nutrition, importance of sleep, meditation, and it has a little bit of his biography at the beginning. So very practical, but also pretty far out as far as sort of a spiritual resource. So that's it. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. Do check out the links in the description section below or on the video here. I'm going to post more information about those resources that I've recommended. And please share if you have any books or videos that you recommend that have made a difference for you. I'd love to hear about it. And until next time, sending you love and light, and we'll connect soon.